Hello everyone, how are you guys doing? I hope you're all doing very well, and welcome to the third Saturday event of September 2022. So the event's going to get started in just a few seconds, and yeah, let's do it. Um, if you want more information about Chess4Unity or anything related to our events, be sure to visit chess4unity.com. So chess4unity.com. Okay, so let's get started. My first opponent is HTT49, so good luck, and yeah, let's begin. So I start out with the queen's pawn d4, he goes knight f6, I go knight f3, okay, d5, so now we have a symmetrical position. I'm going to go c4, putting pressure on this d5 pawn, attacking the center, and black has quite a few options here. Black can take, except the gambit. Yeah, let's see what he does. He can also play e6 and go into the queen's gambit decline sort of position. And that's exactly what he does. And let's play g3. So g3 is now, this is a Catalan position. This is the standard position of the Catalan opening. And yeah, in that position, black had a ton of options. Bishop e7, the move he played, is the main line. So bishop e7, I go bishop g2, trying to finish my development, castle, castle, all very normal moves. And here, black has two main moves. Black can take on c4 or play c6. Black actually also has b6 as well. So let's see which kind of direction my opponent chooses to go into. D takes c4, taking the pawn on c4 would be called the open Catalan. This would close up the position. c6 would be the closed Catalan. Okay, my opponent elects to go for c6. I'm gonna go queen c2, freeing up the rook, and also protecting the c4 pawn at the same time. So now if black takes on c4, I can just go queen takes c4, and that's obviously no problem for me. Black now has a couple of ways to continue as well. The most popular moves are either knight bd7 or b6. Those are the most popular moves for black. Okay, black goes knight a6, which is... I have not seen this move in this position. So it's an interesting move. Let's see what I should do. Okay, let's go knight bd2. My idea is to play e4, open up the position. Now I'm thinking black has a few options. Maybe b6 is possible. Yeah, b6 may be a possibility. Bishop d7 is technically a possibility, but in my opinion, that is already a slight mistake. The bishop doesn't really belong on d7. Really, the best option is to fiend counter with the bishop. So instead of bishop d7, b6, bishop b7 would be, oops, messing up those arrows. Yeah, b6, bishop b7 would definitely be a better place for the bishop. Now the bishop's locked in, I'm going to go ahead and play e4, opening up the position. Now bishop d7 also has a drawback, which is that it prevents the knight from retreating to d7. So in case I ever play e5, now knight has to go back to e8. Wow, I'm really screwing this arrow stuff up. Knight has to go back to e8, which is clearly an inferior square. Okay, so takes. And now white has more space, so white should have a pretty comfortable advantage here. Yeah, so black has two options. Black can either take the knight or ignore the knight and play something like c5 maybe. Could be a possibility. Though I have to say that could be a bit risky. Actually, c5 looks like it could be a challenging move. Yeah, my opponent plays c5. A good option. Now let's see what we can do here. Okay. This is an interesting moment. Okay, I will elect to go knight takes f6. I'm going to check. And I'm going to capture this pawn. And the reason why I'm doing this is I think there's a good chance black probably takes back the pawn with knight takes e5 and now bishop e3. I realized that there really wasn't any way for me to penetrate, so I might as well gain a few tempos and develop my pieces. So bring my rook to d1, where I actually have some activity here. The downside is somehow I probably screwed up my advantage, honestly, because now black's pieces are all developed and active as well. So the position is roughly equal, I would say. Still, though, definitely not a worse position for myself. Yeah. I still have very nice ideas, like possibly playing b4, pawn to b4. Okay, queen c5 was played, queen e7, sorry, was played, which makes a lot of sense. Let's see what we can do here. I'm gonna go knight d4. And the reason for this is, one, I want to open up this bishop. And the second reason why is because I wanted to prevent a move like bishop c6, where black can get his only not so great piece, the light square bishop, out of its misery. So knight d4 kind of prevents that a little bit. It's not a special move by all means, but sometimes when there's no forced kind of situation, it's important to take your time and be patient. Also, an idea behind knight d4 is to prevent b5. Black had a very annoying idea, I'm just backtracking a move, of playing b5 in this position, which can drastically open up the c file, and honestly, I don't want this rook exposed. I don't want this queen to be exposed to this rook. Okay, knight d4, my opponent plays b6, which is logical, I would say. Right now, this pawn is not hanging anymore. and we must discover another idea. Okay, let's start with rook e1. Again, patience, develop all my pieces, put them on good squares, and rook e1 also eyes the queen. So maybe there will be some ideas possibly to go knight f5 or something later. And as you can see, this bishop on d7 is not very well placed, in my opinion. Black would love to have his bishop on b7 and trade off this g2 bishop instead. But obviously, in this case, that's not possible. And just to mention, black always has the option of playing bishop takes d4, getting rid of this annoying knight. But in this case, I wouldn't mind either. I'll probably take back on d4 with the rook and win the bishop pair. So everything has its potential strengths and drawbacks. And yeah, chess is pretty much a game, in my opinion, of economics. It's sort of like there's always a drawback to every single move. Like even rook e1, right? When I played rook e1, the drawback, there's many drawbacks actually. One of the drawbacks is less protection on the f2 pawn. But of course, that sounds ridiculous, right? Less protection on f2 pawn. Yeah, in this case, it is ridiculous because that is not something that I'm particularly concerned with. But my point is to highlight that each move has its drawbacks, and it's up to you, the player, to evaluate whether those drawbacks are worth it or whether the strengths outweigh the drawbacks. Okay, I'm gonna move bishop f4. He can't play e5 because, well, he can, but it wouldn't be that big of a deal because this rook is pinning the queen. So if black plays e5, black wouldn't be able to take any of my pieces on d4 or f4, my knight or my bishop anyways. And to illustrate again, what is the drawback of moving my bishop to f4? Well, 1, less protection on the d4 knight. 2, it exposes e5. It makes e5 for black a much more enticing opportunity. But again, based on how I evaluated this position, both of those concerns that I listed, extra protection on d4 and the opportunity for black to play e5, are less important than the strengths of the possible strengths of bishop f4. One reason for playing bishop f4 is I create a threat, namely knight f5. Okay, I feel like it's hard to illustrate with all these arrows, so I'm going to try to delete that. Okay, so one of the moves I'm threatening is knight f5. Well, why? Because the bishop is moved to f4 instead of e3, it opens up this file for the rook, right? And once it opens up this file for the rook, knight f5, which I mentioned a few moves ago, actually, when I played rook e1 as a possibility, knight f5 immediately becomes a threat because black cannot take back due to the queen hanging. So it makes sense that black in this position decides to go queen f8 and get the queen out of this rook's e-file. And now black is threatening to play e5. It's actually quite an annoying threat, honestly. Okay, let's see what we can do here. Okay, now I will play knight b5. At first, this looks like a strange move, but there is a reasoning behind it. One, obviously I'm threatening knight d6. That is my immediate threat. But I think everyone would think black is probably going to take on b5, right? Get rid of that threat. And black does that. And c takes b5, that's forced. And now pretty much we have an interesting situation here where I pretty much exposed my queen to the c file. And at first that looks concerning until you realize that the black knight can't really move anywhere to capitalize on this exposure. And now with this pawn on b5, I'm threatening something like bishop c6 and just placing my light square bishop on c6 and sitting it there. Not to mention black gives up black's bishop pair as well, right? The light square bishop. So I decided that all these advantages that I just mentioned, the c6 square outpost, the bishop pair, and opening up the position is more important than exposing my queen on the c file. So that is kind of what I mean by like chess is sort of like economics in a way. Okay, now I will play bishop c6, like I mentioned, just sitting my bishop here. There's nothing really that my opponent can do about it, and now I'm threatening to play b4. My opponent can try a6, but then... Oh, wait. Yeah, a6 looks somewhat strong in this case. Let's see. a6, rook takes d8. Okay, a6, let's play b4. A takes b5. Rook takes d8, queen takes d8. Bishop takes b5. Okay, that's fine. There's still no immediate kind of threat, so I don't mind that position. Actually, I think I can... Okay, rook takes d8, rook takes d8, makes sense. And now, if black plays rook d8, which I'm expecting right now, I will play b4. Which makes a lot of sense to kick this knight out of this awesome c5 square. Okay, knight b7, I think that's actually a good move because there's really no other move that I saw to save this. I think there's no better way to save this knight than take advantage of the fact that I can't take on b7 immediately because rook takes c2, right? My queen is hanging. Okay, so now let's see. I think I'm gonna go queen a4. Makes sense. Now this knight is threatening, and I'm also threatening this a7 pawn. Knight a5 is expected. I'm expecting that move to obviously deal with both ideas. Of course, knight a5 has its drawbacks. For example, it allows me to play something like bishop d6 if I want to. Okay, knight d8 was another option, another interesting option. Okay, this one's a little more interesting, I feel like. Because that is interesting, though. Yes, I will go with um, rook d7. If I take on a7 with the queen, then he can take twice on c6, and I would kind of lose this advantage of having anything, actually. I'd probably lose all my advantage. Okay, now at least b takes c6. This queen protects the c6 pawn, so there's no kind of immediate issue in that sense. And one thing also I had to calculate was after queen c5, oh shoot, no, queen c5, yeah, queen c5 here, I have the option of going c7. c7, which protects everything. Now that I'm thinking about it, there's something I did not consider. I'm trying to determine how big of an oversight. Yeah, I think queen c7, queen c5, c7, e5 works. Okay, yeah, that a5 is definitely not concerning at all for me. I will go bishop d6. Now this queen is stuck on the back rank. Now I'm going to go b3, just protecting this pawn with b2. I don't want any funny business with bishop takes b2. It's unnecessary allowing any sort of move like that. Okay, rook d8, not surprising at all. Now let's go. Where should we go? Let's take on d8. If queen takes d8, I'm going to continue pushing my pawn with c7, followed by queen c8, queen c6. Looks dangerous. And if bishop takes d8, I could have played c7. Okay, so queen d8, c7. My pawn is almost there. I still have to get rid of some barriers, but like I said, queen c6 should do the job. Let me see if there's another way. Because queen c6 allows bishop d4, which is not a big deal, but kind of temporarily halts my plans. Okay, I'm gonna go queen c6 anyways. Bishop d4, I think bishop e7 followed by queen d6 should do the job. Yeah, let's go bishop e7. Queen d6. With that threat of queen d8 and queen takes d4. This dual threat should do the job. Okay, I think queen d8 should win. Promote to queen. There's no immediate threat here, and that is checkmate. Yeah, so that was a really interesting game. Oh, and one thing I didn't mention was the time advantage. The time advantage, 19 seconds. My opponent didn't have that much time to think. I had 6 minutes, so it's important to play quicker early, so that way you have more time later on to think. Okay, let's see what other games are left. Okay. So, this is another game which is pretty interesting in this situation. It looks to me, first glance, to be about equal. Black is up a pawn, but it doesn't seem like there's really many ways that... It seems like white's pieces are so active, it compensates for the missing pawn. So if I were white, I'd probably go something like g3, king g2, and then possibly knight b4, and just win back the pawn. In that case, or if you can just even go like rook d5 or something, and then move back. I feel like there's no true way for black to make progress because black's pieces are not active enough. But one thing we also have to consider is the time situation, and black clearly has an advantage in terms. I mean, white clearly has an advantage in time. So that could actually play an underrated role on the result of the game. Let's see what it does. Okay, knight b4, that makes sense. We were talking about it, but in this case, okay, knight c7. I was also thinking of just rook b8. Yeah, I would have probably played rook b8 in this situation. Because rook b8, first of all, getting the rook out of this horrible position, and knight takes a6 is impossible because of rook b1 check. And you win a piece. So knight c7, I guess, king f1. Neither side has much time to consider anyways, so that could be a possible explanation. Okay. Let's see. Okay, black is moving slowly because really there's nothing else you can do in this type of situation. Especially with low time, that actually is a good strategy. Just play quick moves you know that are not blunders. G3, white does the same thing. Black plays f5, trying to create another weakness in white's position. So what happens? White has two options. Probably king d3 makes the most sense in my opinion. But ef5 also should definitely be considered. Just taking. E takes f5. Okay, that's what he does. g4. Very interesting. I kind of like that move actually. g4 takes. Knight f6. That is the drawback. Then maybe something like knight c6 now. Okay, that's interesting. Oh, but bishop e3, nice. This is a very, very interesting game. Knight c6, possibly. Threatening the e5 pawn. Yeah. Rook e8 played, makes sense. It's an interesting move. King f3. Oh, now black overlooks knight d4 possibility. It doesn't win, but it certainly makes it annoying. Black's probably gonna go probably goes g7. Oh, black doesn't have time though. Oh, rook takes e5. Yeah. I mean, it's hard to play well when you have 3 seconds left, so I can't really blame black for overlooking anything at this point. Yeah, it's really unfortunate that. But again, time is a huge part of any game, including especially rapid and blitz. So, so awesome job by white to provoke black to think that much throughout the entire game. Okay, let's see. Apparently, I think there's still one game left. Yeah, one game left. This game is pretty much over. Should be over. White has a queen. Black doesn't. That pretty much sums it up. Yep. Wow, that was unnecessary. King g5, f3, g3 is what I would play. Yeah, I would definitely play g3 here. Okay, that also wins, but yeah. Yeah, it's unnecessary to allow black to trade all these pawns. Like king c3 just wins here, of course. Okay, queen c2, checkmate. Okay. That's also fine. I don't know why he's giving that many checks. Just go queen b3 and that's game over next. Queen a4, queen c2 check. Okay, that works too. Yeah, finally. Okay, yeah. I mean, it again, time, so crucial. So crucial. White almost didn't find a way to win at the end because time was running out and there was time pressure. So, okay, my next opponent, KCYZB. Good luck to you. Let's do this. So my opponent starts out with c4. Let's go to Slav defense. And we basically transpose into a Moran. This is what we call the Moran opening for black. Bishop d2. Yeah. I remember looking at this move. It's quite rare, honestly, so I don't really remember what to do. So let's just go Bishop d6. The idea, I think, is to go queen c2 and castle queenside. Oh, okay. This is definitely no concern of mine. Like, I'm not concerned with this at all. Yeah, in this situation, the bishop on d2 is not very well placed. And we're basically transposing into a Carlsbad position where black is totally fine. So, nothing to worry about. Rook e8. Queen c2 makes sense. Now, queen e7 should be fine. The idea of knight e4 coming next. Knight e4 for me is important in order to bring my other knight to f6 and get my bishop, light square bishop in the game. So that's why I'm going rook e8, queen e7. See, like rook e1 is again one of those moves where, yeah, if you had two moves, you play rook e1 followed by e4, that would be fine. But now knight e4 and the rook really isn't doing anything on e1. That's the problem in this situation. So white's main idea in this type of this type of structure, is to conduct the minority attack, which is b4, a4, b5. But yeah, and white has to do that as soon as possible, or else black will just have the initiative and keep it too. Yeah, here I'm gonna go f5. I think my position is strong enough to do that. f5 is also often very risky and unnecessary, but in this case, I feel like, yeah, white is so behind in the minority attack and development that I can afford to go f5, knight f6, and g5, g4. So right now, that is pretty much my plan. My next move could be g5, honestly. That's what I'm considering right now. Okay, bishop c3. I see what he's trying to do. Bring knight to e5. But we do not have to allow that to happen. We will go g5. And g4 is next. Oh, and white is smart in that it decides to create a d2 square for his knight. And again, that just shows that the bishop was in the way. And yeah, this is a tough situation for white, in my opinion. Knight e2 is fine because I'm going to go h5. And the bishop controls this f5 square. My next move is h4 and then knight g4. For now, at least. That's what I'm planning. If I were white, I would probably play h3. Honestly, I don't really see another move. Okay, knight e2, interesting. Now let's see what we can do here. There's quite a lot of options, to be honest. I know what one thing white can do. White can try to play f3, which would be quite annoying. Okay, let's get our bishop out. Bishop f5. When in doubt, just develop your pieces. It never hurts to develop your pieces, honestly, in my opinion. In my experience, at least. Like, you can go wrong without developing your pieces, but you cannot. I mean, yeah, but you can't go wrong, honestly, when you do develop your pieces. Queen b3. Not sure what that is intended to do. Maybe bishop b4 is the idea or something. In that case, let's play a5, just to prevent bishop b4. Rook c1. Let's go rook f8. I feel like the rook has done enough on the e-file. There's no purpose for it to stay there. Yeah. Rook f7 is probably next, I'm thinking. Or I'm trying to prepare for the decisive blow. Rook f7, the idea is now my queen is free to move without worrying about the queen takes b7. Okay, knight g, that was never really concerning because I have bishop g6. h4 is next. And knight g4 is next too, if possible. Yeah, it's a tough situation. Let's maybe check out some other games while we're waiting. Okay, never mind. Let's finish this first. Okay, let's go h4. Okay, knight h1. Yep. That is surely an interesting move. We should go h3 in this case. Only g3. Okay. That's fair. I'm gonna go rook f7, protecting this pawn. And possibly allowing this rook to move back. Queen e6. Now attacking h3. There's really no good way to defend it. If king g2, then I go rook h8, bring the other rook into attack, and now there's officially no way to defend the h3 pawn. Let's see. Okay, while we're waiting, we should really check on some other games. Let's check on board 2, Matthew versus GM Ready opening. Okay, never mind. First. Okay, Matthew versus GM Ready opening. Let's check that again. Ah, come on, mouse. Why are you not working? Yep, apparently I'm unable to click on another game for some reason. Queen d1. Let's go knight g4. Queen d2. And let us go rook h8. Attacking this h2 pawn once again. And really, there's no way to defend it. If f4, I just en passant. He's probably gonna try f4. Anyways, just because there's nothing else. But I can always en passant. For those who don't know what en passant is, it's basically a special type of move that occurs when one of your pawns one of your pawns is on the fourth or fifth rank, and your opponent moves 2 squares adjacent to this pawn, then you can take it by playing e takes f3. Okay, bishop takes a5. I'm just going to take on h2. Takes. Bishop takes g3. That should pretty much do it. Queen h1 is next. And looks to me, it's unstoppable. Okay. So that was a good game, KCY Z8. So good game. Okay, now let's really try to see what other games are left. Can I not look at another game? Okay. Let's look at this game. Old Wet Plant versus Inspire. Okay. This game, I think, is pretty obviously winning for white. Yeah, white is up a rook. Entire rook. Clean rook. There's a lot of options here. White can play knight e7. Knight e7, I think white can play. Threatening rook takes d7. And also queen. Yeah, and the bishop really has nowhere good to go. Okay, let's check another game. Damn it. Okay. I just turned on this game and yeah. White wins. So Good job. Let's see what else is left. Oh my gosh. You know, sometimes when the internet is slow, it's just annoying. Yep, there is no... Somehow I'm unable to access the last two games. Okay, let's... Okay. Maybe if I refresh my screen, it will be better. The last thing I want is to refresh my screen and like leaving the tournament. Please tell me I'm still in the tournament. Okay, great. Oh. Okay, I think I'm back in the tournament, and I am able to watch other games. Okay, thank God. Okay. Okay, let's see what's happening here. Let's look at some possibilities. Okay, we all know, I think it's obvious that white has the upper hand in this situation. I think one interesting idea... Okay, the rookie ones should be fine. I think. Actually, it might be a really good move, because the idea of rookie 1 is to play rookie 4 and then rook h4. Simply just bring another piece into the game, and we all know, we all can see how bad this is. This knight is. So black probably plays knight b3. But then bishop e4 becomes annoying. Yeah, bishop e4 becomes a huge concern. Even if you go rook e4, honestly, I think it's still winning. Rook e4, black can't take here because rook h4 is winning. Queen h7 is checkmate. Yeah, so maybe black is just... he just doesn't have enough time in this situation. We should also keep in mind the time situation here. Clearly, black so far has a time advantage, but again, it's not like a big kind of. It's not like 6 minutes to 1, 4 minutes to 2. That's a solid time advantage, but nothing decisive. Okay, so white does go for rook e4, which I mentioned. Yeah, I think that's a good decision, honestly. I think it's absolutely a great decision. One of the options black has is queen takes e4, but honestly, then you can just play bishop f6, because queen g7 and queen h8 are unstoppable moves. So you can give up every single piece, but you're not able to stop checkmate. So if black plays queen takes e4, let's see if white finds bishop f6. If not, he's still winning if he just takes back with the queen, takes the queen. But yeah, that'd be a kind of fun way to conclude. Two minutes. Okay, black is taking his time, and black should take his time here because if there's nothing here, then the position is lost. So this is the last moment to come up with something. Queen takes e4, like I mentioned. Now white can just easily take back on e4, that's winning, or white can play bishop f6. Yeah, this is probably the safer route. Bishop takes e4, and then bishop f6. Yeah, smart. Yeah, okay. Bishop f6 should do the job. Okay. That was an interesting game at the end, especially. This rook e1, rook e4 idea by white was very, very nice. Okay, there's one more game left. Old Wet Plant versus Inspire. And this was the game I think we looked at where white was up a rook. And now, yeah, it's not any better. Okay, two queens. Now let's just kind of wait for this game to end. Queen d8 check. Black should move because there's not many moves left. G4. Okay, G5. Okay. Good game. Okay, so that does it for round 2. Okay, round 3, I'm playing against Stephen Fang, 2011. So, good luck. First, let's update the round. It's going to be round 3. Let's start out with D4. Queen's pawn again. Black goes knight F6. Knight F3. E6. G3. Black goes D5. C4 transposes into the Catalan again. Okay, that's an interesting move. C5. Takes. It's the best. Whoa. Okay, I have not seen that move in a long, long time. Okay, let's go knight C3. Knight, bishop G2. I'm going. Okay, that's again an interesting move. I'm gonna go A3. You might go C takes D4. After which, okay, knight A6 is, I think, not a great move. But we'll see, we'll see. What should I do here? Let's go bishop G5. Develop the bishop. Try to provoke F6. After which we go bishop E3. If bishop E7, I was thinking bishop takes would be nice. D5. Yeah, I think I did not handle this position super well. I feel like this position is roughly equal. Oh. Okay, that is a very surprising move. Knight A5. Yeah, I think that's just a mistake. Queen A4 wins this knight on A5. Yeah, bishop D7, queen takes A5, B6, queen takes A6. Takes, just knight takes. Rook D1. Let's castle to safety. He can't castle because knight e7 wins the queen. Okay, b6. Yeah. Queen 6 a6. Yeah, that was. Yeah, just a mistake in the opening really cost Black this game. Unfortunately. Okay, now we have an abundance of time to look at some other games that are still ongoing. Let's look at board 2 between Dragon Legend and Matthew D. So Matthew is currently also has 2 out of 2. Okay, bishop g4, interesting move. h3, probably bishop takes f3, knight e5 is possible. Or bishop h5 makes sense too, just keeping the tension. Bishop e2. Now, it's a very imbalanced position in terms of pawn structure. Black has a d5 pawn, which is isolated. So white definitely has the upper edge in this position, but not by much. Because black's pieces are all extremely active. So black has to find a way to kind of black wants to avoid too many trades. Like right now, white would love to trade off every single piece in this position, because the more pieces that are traded off in an isolated pawn structure, the better it is for the person without the isolated pawn. So in this case, black has the isolated pawn, so he would like to avoid unfavorable trades. I mean, avoid trades because they're likely going to be unfavorable. So a6 is a nice move, just keeping it simple. Knight f d4 is a nice move. Like I said, white wants to trade, and trade anything that's possible. And black avoids the trade, which I believe is also the right decision. So very good choices so far by both sides. Now white has to make a decision. Bishop f3 is fine. Black probably goes to knight e5. If I were black, I'd probably go knight e5. Because knight c4 is a nice square, and also, if you can take the light square bishop, that'd be a favorable trade. So, you could also consider doing that. Bishop c7, also an interesting move. I really like the way black is playing right now. Patient. Bishop c7 idea, maybe queen d6. Knight e5 is still on the table. I probably would have won knight e5 first because right now this knight takes c6 and bishop c5 is a possibility. But again, overall, I have no problem with how black is playing so far. Oh, knight c5 is not a good move. Yeah. Queen d6 is a double attack on this h2 square and this knight. So that's definitely an error. Let's see if black sees this move. Okay, black finds queen d6. Let's see what white does here. I mean, white pretty much has one move, g3, or rook e1, honestly. Both possible. But in either case, black can just take the knight. Okay. Let's leave this game for a moment and take a look at some other games. Let's look at Old Wet playing. If my internet can load, then we can move on. Until then, Yep, definitely frozen screen. Let's see if it's frozen. It's so frozen that we're unable to move. Black, we can't see black's next move. In that case, I'm gonna have to refresh the screen again, which I really want to avoid in case something happens. Honestly, I feel like, okay, black's taken. Okay, we can see that at least. White plays knight e6, of course. That's the only move to kind of have a chance, because knight e6 is a double attack on the queen. So white is gonna play knight e6, double attack on the queen and the rook. So at least you win something back. And the bishop, actually. Okay. This is glitching, and I don't like it. So we're gonna refresh our screen again. Hopefully, nothing happens. This is not a great sign. But this is... Okay, we're back in it. Okay, bishop takes e6. This is old wet plant versus KCY z8. And white definitely has the advantage here. King d4, king goes on the outpost. It's a matter of whether black can hold a fortress or not. Bishop d7. White needs to find a way to target, to either penetrate the king or target another weakness. Because right now, there's no way to target a6, making it very difficult to have anything. Let's see what happens here, because I'm actually very interested in how this endgame plays out. Okay, knight takes d7 is played. I'm sure this is not winning anymore then. I don't think this is winning anymore because white's king cannot move any further. Yeah, this looks completely drawish to me. And I would be careful if I were white too. f6, king d4, or king f5. It's possible too. No, but king f5, king f5, king d7. Black wins. That's incredible. No, king d... Yeah, now... Wait. Oh no, black doesn't win. Oh yeah, that was my fault. But I feel like black has good chances here, actually. Oh, b5. Yeah, king g6 is a huge blunder. b5 now wins. Because white creates a pass pawn and just goes all the way home. Yeah, that's tricky. It was a nice job by white kind of setting up this trap. Yeah, unfortunately, no. White didn't find it. So... Now I think white needs to be careful again. That move is another nice trap because king d4 loses to b5. Okay, now black goes. White goes king e2 probably. b5? No. That looks losing to me. What is going on here? Surely this is losing. Yeah, that's... Yeah, unfortunately, white has no chance here because black promotes with check. Yeah, and black has still another pawn. Yeah, so that was an interesting game. White had good chances, and the pawn in game just a little too tricky. b5 was really the decisive mistake, I believe. Okay, let's check another game. We're checking Matthew versus... So this was the game I was talking about where... Wow, what happened here? Oh, that happened? Yeah, that is risky. 94 doesn't make that much sense to me. Why would you put 94? This is still a good position though. Black should be winning here. 3 pieces, honestly, in most cases is more than enough. Because it's just too much firepower for the queen. But 94 is just not it. Bishop e4 makes so much more sense, or ed5, or just knight takes d5. Yeah, that's giving up an extra pawn for no reason. Now white has good chances now, I feel like. Because b7 is hanging, e6 is hanging. Let's see what black decides to do here. Black is spending a lot of time, so that's not a good sign. Queen takes b7. Bishop d6, queen takes a6. Queen takes a6, black has bishop c5. So again, that's what I'm saying, like by 2 pieces are strong. 3 pieces, I mean. That's a strange move. What happens after bishop c5? Yeah, that doesn't really... Rook d1 didn't make any sense to me. Now it's just complicated. And in complicated positions where black has the kingside attack, I definitely would not want to be black in this. White in this situation. I feel like objectively it should be fine for white, but it's a lot of pieces coming at your king. Okay, queen takes a6. That is, again, knight takes f2. Wow. White is not scared of knight takes f2 here? I would be scared. That bishop takes f2 is played. I don't know. Maybe. This seems like a draw to me now. Probably white could sacrifice the rook for a minor piece, and the best way for both sides is just to give a perpetual check. Yeah, king g1, bishop f2, I think. There's no other choice. Okay, so black is looking to do more than just a draw. Black has to be careful. Something like rook f1. White has the material advantage here, so I think black should be aware of that fact. Yeah, rook f1 does not look pretty here. Because now bishop f2, rook takes f2, knight takes f2, queen d6. Yeah, that is not looking great. Now I would just be like annoying and play something like queen e6 and just keep on attacking. Or queen a5. Hold on, queen a5 wins. Queen a5 wins the bishop on h5, right? Am I missing something? Yeah, white is winning now. So is, yeah, queen a5. Oh, that's also a creative move. Queen d3, I think, also wins. Yeah, I like that move a lot. Yeah, queen d3, taking advantage of the fact that rook takes d3, rook f8 is checkmate. Yeah. Knight is gone. Bishop d6 is played, queen takes e4, though the knight is disappearing. Yeah, but now it's just hopeless. Black just advances. White just advances his queenside pawns. Yeah. Let's see though. White still has to convert this. I mean, for white, on the good side is that black has no time. So black is going to have to blitz out every single move. And usually that does not result in great things when you have to blitz out every move. Rook c1, probably. If black finds... White's best option is to find a way to trade rooks. I feel like it shouldn't be too hard to do that. Okay, the b4 is a nice move. I like it. Yeah, I like the way he's converting this. Queen e5 should. Oh, Queen e5, Rook d1. Queen b6. Black is being very, very cautious. Oh, time. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. There's no time to make any decisions. Okay, let's see if there's another game to look at. That was a really nice game. I like it. Great job by Dragon Legging to pick off that win. Okay, this is the last game. HCT49 versus Stanley Chu. Looks like to me that Bishop f6 wins. Yeah, King e2. It's a nice find by white. Bishop takes g5. Bishop f4. Yeah, let's just... This is a technical win, so let's just see what happens. Okay, definitely glitching out. They're playing so fast that my computers can't handle the speed. Okay. Congratulations, Stanley. That was a really nice showcase. Okay, last game I'm playing against Matthew D. So, let's check the standings. What's happening here? Okay, so yeah, I'm in the sole lead with 3 out of 3 points. Everyone else has there's like 8 people with 2 out of 3. So let's see what happens. So we're going back to the same opening that we played in round 2, the Moran. This time, white plays that, which is more standard. This is more like the main line. One of the main lines, at least. Okay, let's see what white does. That's what castle. Let's see what happens. Castle, castle. Now white has a lot of options as well. One option is to play e4. Another option is queen c2. All are fine. I think my next move would either be bishop b7 or a6, depending what happens. Most likely bishop b7, though. Like if queen c2, I think I'm going to play bishop b7. Let's see. Okay, e4 is played, which makes sense. e5, bishop g5 is a move here. And then I'm going to have to start thinking because I don't remember what to play in that position. So it's okay, we'll figure it out though. Yeah, bishop e5. Let's see. What do we do? Maybe start with bishop b7. Rook e8. Yeah, I think rook e8 is more useful here. Rook e8. d5. Okay, that's interesting. Let's see. Let's take on d5. Oof. Ah. Somehow was not thinking accurately on that move. Also, definitely would not have taken on d5. Taken on d5. Let's go a6. I don't think he has some immediate threat that's going to kill me, so we should protect our b5 pawn. My next move is bishop b7, likely. He can play a4. I think that's interesting. a4, bishop b7, knight takes f6, knight takes f6. A takes b5 looks good for my opponent. So a4, I think I probably should take on a4. But again, I think that's a win for my opponent. But actually, it's not so clear. It's not so clear that taking on a4 is bad for me, because there are many lines where knight c5 then becomes strong. So let's see what it does though. Knight h4. Okay. That's a bit of a surprise, I must say. Let's go bishop b7. I think that's fine. One advantage of rook e8 is also we give this bishop f8 square for a retreat square. It's a very nice retreat square, honestly. And it's helpful in many cases, including this one. Knight f5 makes sense. Now let's go all the way back here. Bishop f8 should hold together my position. I'm confident that it will. Now I'm threatening bishop takes d5 and getting rid of that annoying knight. And I'm trying to play quickly because I know that this game will get complicated, and I want to save myself enough time to start thinking when it really matters. Let's see what I can do here. I must admit, it is quite annoying to have this knight on f5. So I think my opponent made a good decision when he decided to put it there. Let's go rook c8. Kind of wanted to play rook c5 here. My idea was to go e4 if he plays d6. e4 attacking this knight on f5, which is really annoying, like I mentioned. Bishop b3 is another option for him, I think. Definitely worth considering for sure. Again, trying to play fast. The reason why I'm not looking at another game right now is because I'm trying to focus on calculating this one. I just realized another idea I have is to play Queen A8, which could be interesting. Let's see. Okay, my opponent's spending a lot of time on this move for some reason. Whoa. B4, rook takes d5, queen takes d5, I see. I did not even see that at all, for some reason. Yeah, let's go rook c4 then. Let's go queen a8. d6 makes sense. Let's go rook g4. With double attack on g2 and g5. Yeah, I think my opponent definitely missed that move. Unless I'm missing something here. Yeah. Okay. While we're on this topic, let's look at some other games, I feel like. Let's look at HTT49 versus GM Ready. Okay. Yep, that's not gonna work. I'm gonna have to refresh again, but yeah, I'm gonna keep this screen on my game right now because I don't want to refresh while the game is still going on. So let's just evaluate. So again, if you're new here, my name is Vincent Say, and I am a FIDE chess master. And you're watching Third Saturday event, a monthly Third Saturday event on the third Saturday of every month, and it's organized by Chess4Unity. So if you want to know more about Chess4Unity and our events, be sure to visit chess4unity.com. Chess4unity.com. Chess 4 is FOR, unity.com. Okay, this could be interesting. Let's go rook h5. Oh no, he's gonna go g4. Oh yeah, oops. I have no choice, I have to take. And I should have done that a move earlier. But to be fair, I did provoke a new weakness. Bishop takes d7. Now let's play this in-between move. Queen a7. Should we do that? Queen a7, rook f2, queen takes d7, rook d2. No, I think that's a good idea. Actually, I'm kind of doubting it right now. Okay, let's just take on d7. Because I was thinking then, why would I help him get the rook on d2? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Okay, I'm gonna go rook e6. He's gonna go rook d3. And then I'm gonna go e4. I'm gonna try to break open this position, I feel like. Because his king is weak. That's the only advantage I had when I decided to provoke g4. And I feel like I should use that to my advantage. Okay, that's a little surprising. Rook takes d6. Huh. You're gonna do that. Okay. I don't mind. Let's go a5. Okay, let's take. Okay, what am I doing? Okay, rook takes e5, queen takes h4. Let's take the pawn first. Bishop d6. Yeah, now there's too many dark squares that are weak. I'm threatening queen h2, queen g3. Okay, let's see how I should continue. So let's just go queen g3 check, bishop c5, attacking this rook. Now this pawn is going to be hanging. Okay, and obviously that's not a big deal. Just a pre-move. And now I'm just going to march this pawn all the way down to h2. Rook takes f3, queen king takes f3, and now he can't stop me from promoting to another pawn. Okay, Matthew D, that was a really nice game. Good game. So let's see if there's any games left. Okay, there is one game left. And I can't get it until I refresh, so let's do that. Wow, every single time I refresh, it's like, is there a chance I might be kicked out of the tournament? Okay. This is an interesting position where obviously black has the upper hand, but we'll see. Doesn't mean black will win, so. Okay, b4. b4. I don't really like b4. I feel like... Wait, what happened? Come on. Okay, let's go back to the last game. Oh, jeez. We need to go back to this game. Come on. Please work. Come on. Are you serious? Okay. Since apparently we can't go back to that game because of technical issues, let's analyze this game a little bit further than I did. Okay, first moment that I wanted to note. Here I had the option of playing b4 instead, which might be better actually, because takes... Am I allowed to move? Yeah. So I was looking at this line. Takes, b takes c3. And I thought, I don't really like this because I'm down a pawn. But I feel like that shouldn't have been a big concern for me. Because let's say I play something like bishop c6. I have compensation for the pawn. I feel like I definitely have enough compensation for the pawn. And this pawn is weak anyways. And yeah, I feel like I have an active enough position. So that was what I was considering going for. Okay, but instead I took, knight takes d5. And now we have a situation where I was kind of annoyed because bishop the b5 pawn was hanging, and I wanted to do something about it. Okay, a6 I feel like was a logical move. Knight h4 was quite interesting. If I played h6 in this situation, I think white was going to play knight f5. And then back to f4. So something like that, and then that. And I didn't really want to give him this weakness. Because anytime you move a pawn on the queen side, you're kind of, king side, you're kind of jeopardizing your king. But now that I'm looking back on it, I missed that I had the opportunity to play g6 here. Once I play g6, this knight gets kicked back. And then I can do pretty much whatever. Like bishop g7. The bishop is not terrible on g7 either. Or I can just go like... Yeah, bishop g7 is probably the most logical continuation here. So I think that could have been an option. Okay, the tournament is over, so congratulations to myself, Dragon Legend, KCYZ8, and assuming there's also a bunch of other people who also got 3 out of 4, so you guys will all be getting prizes as well. So I'm just gonna finish my quick analysis before ending this stream. So yeah, so I was talking about how I didn't really want to give him that weakness, but I probably could have. Instead, I decided to go bishop b7 and then bishop f8. Here, bishop c2 makes sense. Rook c8. I think white maybe should have played bishop b3 instead. Kind of just eyeing this file. Rook c1 should have been fine. I think b4 was I don't really like b4 that much now that I think about it, because it did lead to some issues for white. Bishop b3, maybe instead. So b4, rook c4. The problem is now b4 is hanging, and white protects it. And now queen a8, I feel like, was a very good move, in a sense that bishop b3 probably now was still fine. Yeah, so that's what I was kind of expecting him to play, bishop b3. But instead, d6 was played, and now rook g4, attacking g2 and g5. At first, I thought this was just going to be just winning, like just easy win. But apparently, my rook gets trapped, kind of, in a way. Actually, after rook g6, I probably could have saved my rook. So, yeah, that's dumb. No, after he can still play knight e7, so it's not too clear. So instead, I went for this line. And yeah, after I play rook e6, I think this position is just winning. So the only other way to actually protect the d6 pawn is rook d3, but after rook d3, I was planning to play e4. And queen takes e4. And now I think this attack is just too strong. This knight does a great job blocking this d7 pawn from moving, d6 pawn from moving. And there's just too many weaknesses in white's position to survive. So that was kind of what I was looking at. Okay, and of course, he decides to sacrifice a queen, but this position is also hopeless as well. Yeah. Queen, I'm up material, and yeah, okay. And yeah, the game is over there. So yeah, thank you all for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed, and again, if you didn't play this month, be sure to tune in for next month's event, and you can find all that information on chess4unity.com, chess4unity.com. Yeah, so have a good day and stay safe. See you later.